All across Canada, stores have been popping up selling psilocybin, or psychedelic mushrooms. They've appeared in Montreal, Ottawa, Winnipeg, Vancouver, London, Ontario, even here in Niagara Falls. And business is booming, with many of the shops opening multiple locations, selling mushrooms by the weight. Just one problem, though. It's illegal. The government of Canada still has a ban on them, and they do not exist in any kind of gray area. Canada designated psilocybin as a prohibited controlled substance in 1974 when it was added to the Food and Drugs Act. Psilocybin is now prohibited under Schedule 3 of the Controlled Drug and Substances Act. The confusion arises as there's been inconsistent enforcement of the law, which causes many to mistakenly believe that psilocybin is legal, decriminalized, or exists in some kind of gray area. There are, however, some exemptions that have been made, clinical trials, special access programs, and some exemptions from the Controlled Drug Substances Act at the discretion of the Ministry of Health. Bloomberg News reported Canada has invested $3 million into clinical trials to investigate psilocybin as a potential treatment for alcohol addiction, treatment-resistant depression, and psychological distress in advanced stage cancer patients. Health Canada has acknowledged some clinical trials have showed positive results, but there are currently no approved therapeutic products available. There are, however, been some arrests. Judge Andrew Brown gave a 36-year-old employee arrested at a March raid a conditional discharge with 2 years probation and 160 hours community service after the Niagara Regional Police closed the shop and seized products with a street value of $15,000. Brown ruled the defendant had diminished culpability because he was not the operations mastermind. The businesses seem to be doing well. These locations continue to expand all throughout the country. Much of the public sentiment seems positive towards the side of legalization. Andrew Hathaway, a University of Guelph professor and Canadian drug policy, said, "I think most people understand that mushrooms are not the same kind of public health threat as the opioid addiction crisis. Psychedelics are relatively benign, and I think there's generally understood, however, we're seeing more conservative governments elected, which typically spells doom for progressive public health measures." Experts say that what's been happening here is not surprising. These shop owners are pushing the law intentionally in order to force the Canadian government on the matter, promoting legalization. They also know that these businesses are opening is exactly like what happened before the legalization of marijuana. Then, too, such shops appeared selling the illegal product, but was eventually forced the government to deal with the issue. It should be noted, however, there is no looming legislation of psilocybin as there was with marijuana. But it does seem that there are many in the country who wouldn't be opposed to such legalization. We have some conservative voices saying those libtards had it all wrong, and decriminalization doesn't work. That's unfortunate because there was never a claim that legalization would cure addiction. It is just a part of the switch toward a public health approach that provides a full range of services and access to medical intervention, treatment, and housing supports. Despite any good intentions by shop owners, advocates, and users, the police say that they will continue to enforce the law, which includes raids on locations that sell psilocybin.
During the interview, comments are made. People have ideologies or ideas or beliefs, which is why I said, I kind of talked about the law in Canada. There's a law, we have to enforce it. I really don't care what anyone's opinion is of it or what they think of the law or what should be legal or not. When Health Canada says it's legal and doctors with 12 years of schooling say, okay, it's time we can legalize this, so be it. But no, we haven't heard of any more being opened up right now, and I just want to make the point that we're going to shut them down. It's very dangerous for the customers, and it's really not a smart business move by the people selling. You're just advertising that you have money and drugs there. Drug rips happen in the city all the time. It's the underworld. Just because you have a door or a window in front of you is not going to stop it. In fact, it probably creates more of an issue for you.
If the next door does reopen,
we're shutting it down.
Would there be more charges?
Yes, and this time it'll be a continuation of the offense, and I'll be asking personally the Crown that they keep them in jail.
No matter which side of the issue that you stand on, the struggle for the legalization of psilocybin hasn't even yet begun. Instances like these are going to increase until the government is eventually forced to either carry out a crackdown or legalize psychedelics. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.